The Salem Chapel is celebrating Black History Month with an open house featuring history talks and tours of the church.
The church plays a significant role in the history of St. Catharines. It was constructed by African American freedom seekers in 1855, and it's actually the third church in St. Catharines. So it originally started as an AME, African Methodist Episcopal. We had two prior to this, and today it continues as a house of worship, but it's where the Black community still gathers together for different types of functions.
Michelle, I'm sure you meet descendants of the freedom seekers. Can you tell us some stories that they tell you?
Descendants of the freedom seekers, they're all over the place. So it's my heritage and cultural group. Everybody has stories to tell, but what everybody likes to do is talk about their family connection either to the Salem Chapel or the Zion Baptist Church. A lot of the stories that have been handed down are oral histories. Some of them have been proven and some of them have been debunked. So a lot of the old stories that were passed down, we no longer discuss them.
What exactly do you want to say about the history of the church?
That's an excellent question. What do I want to say about the history of the church? Other than the fact that it's a monument, it's a tribute to the courageous freedom seekers who had the courage to escape from enslavement by way of the Underground Railroad and make it to the Gateway of Freedom, St. Catharines, which was the last stop on the Eastern Line.
Rochelle gave two talks as part of today's open house. For those connected to the church, seeing the pews full was a welcome sight. Jude, you've been a member of this church since 1970. Tell us about the church through the years.
Well, the church has grown through the years, I must say, and the most important thing recently, making this site the BME Church historical site. I think it was long overdue in respect to the historical facts and so on.
What would you like to see for the church going forward?
Well, I'd like to see more awareness, more publicity, more community involvement, and so on.
Yes, it's good. I think my grandmother would be, if she was alive, she would be happy, because when we were growing up, we didn't attend this church. I didn't attend this church every Sunday or anything, but I came here a lot when she would put on different programs and we would come to it, and I would bring my friends and stuff. And she was always happy when the church was full, so I think that would make her very happy.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
The most celebrated member in the church's history is none other than Underground Railroad conductor Harriet Tubman. Tubman attended the church from 1851 to 1862.
Tubman was well known here in St. Catharines. There is a few accounts of her arriving with freedom seekers. Hiram Wilson, who was the station manager for St. Catharines, documented those accounts. Sometimes he called her the Sable Heroine. She was also a member of the 1852 Refugee Slaves Friends Society. More importantly, she was known as Moses. So there is an account in 1856 where a former slave, a free black man now living on British soil, approached Tubman, known as Moses, and asked her to return to the South to rescue his fiancée named Tilly, and he paid her to do that. That account is well documented as well. We know that she operated a boarding house where she sheltered her parents and freedom seekers that she guided to St. Catharines. And we also know that during her first winter, she was working in the forestry business. So she was cutting down trees, so probably walnut trees or whatnot, chopping up timber. So that was an account by Franklin Sanborn in 1863. So we know Tubman did a lot.
If you missed out on today, there's another opportunity on March 7th when the church celebrates the 30th annual Harriet Tubman Day. Reporting from the BME Church on Geneva Street in St. Catharines, I'm Brenda Schultz for The Source.